Hello and welcome to Crystalline Search with Support. This is a tutorial that how to monitor the stats. So for stats monitoring, we need mostly three things. Number 1, ASR ACD reports. Number 2, client CDRs. And number 3, vendor CDRs. So first of all, in the left menu of switch, go to ASR ACD reports. Here we can see the stats with respect to these parameters. For example, we can see the number of calls, billable calls, billed duration, ACD average call duration, ASR average C duration, average post dial delay PDD, and revenue also. For caller, it means for clients and vendors also. So here are the parameters that how do you want to see the stats. For example, this is the start date and this is the end date. So we can select the time period for our stats. For example, from 1st November to now, or whatever do you want. And here in the origination display, there are two options: total for all callers and summary by callers. If we select total for all callers, then it will show the stats for all the clients. And if you want to see the stats for each client separately, then select summary by caller. And in the same way, if you want to see the stats for all vendors, then select here total for all vendors. If you want to see the stats for all vendors separately, and if you want to see the stats for each vendor separately, then select summary by vendor. And here in the caller, if you want to see the stats for a specific client, then enter here the name of that client and we can see the stats for that specific client. And if you want to see the stats for a specific vendor, then here we can select a specific vendor and then we can see the stats for that vendor. And here how do we want to sort the stats? For example, caller name, number of calls, billable calls, etc. So this is how do we want to see our stats. So mostly we use number of calls, and here same in the vendor, number of calls. So after selecting these parameters, we update the report and then we can see the stats. And now we have learned that how to see client CDRs and vendor CDRs. To see the client CDRs, call records, call detail records. For a client, go to my customer and then select call records. And if we want to see the call records for a vendor, then in my vendor area, go to call records and select it. So first we will learn that how to see the call records of a client. For this purpose, in the my customer area, click on call records. Here we can see the records of a client. In the start date and end date, we can select the time duration for which we want to see the call records. And here in the caller, if you want to see the call records of all clients, then here select all. And if you want to see the call records of a specific client, then enter the name of that client here and then update report. And now you'll see that how to see the vendor CDRs. So for this, in the my vendors, go to call CDRs, same as a client, select here the vendor for which we want to see call records. And if you want to see the call records of all vendors, then keep here all. And here start and end date, we can select the time period. So after that, update report. And this is that how we can monitor our stats. Thank you very much.